Welcome to this channel, which is devoted to a reading and better understanding of the book Ascent of Mount Carmel by St. John of the Cross. Today we're discussing the 27th chapter of the second book. And in this chapter, St. John continues his discussion about revelations involving the disclosure of hidden secrets and mysteries, and God grants them to whomever he wills. These are revelations that involve everything that is less than the essence of God himself, so they include all of God's works, including revelations about Catholic dogma and the things that are derived from it. Sometimes the revelations are for the sole reason of giving us a better understanding of the faith. These revelations may also include other things about the universe in general, or more specific things such as information regarding countries, cities, families, or individual people. Sometimes he'll reveal to some people when they're going to die, or what trials they're going to suffer, or what they're going to experience later in life. St. John tells us that there are many examples of these types of revelations in the scriptures, especially with the prophets. These revelations aren't revealed by the word alone. They're also given to us by signs, figures, images, or likenesses, or in combinations of all of these. St. John tells us that the book of Revelation is a good example of all the different kinds of revelations that are possible. As we discussed in the last installment, the devil provides us with revelations that mimic God's revelations, and we discussed how the devil's revelations are presented as suggestions through the senses, while God's revelations are presented directly to the soul. Well, here's an example of how the devil does this with other things. As we may recall from Book 2, Chapter 6, charity is the theological virtue by which we love God and our neighbor. Love is included with this virtue, and we love God above all things, and we love our neighbors and our spouses as ourselves for the love of God. So, love, it comes from God and is of the Spirit. However, the devil can give us something that mimics love, and I'll bet that pretty much everybody watching this video has been fooled by the way that lust, which comes from the devil, mimics love. Maybe at some point you thought you loved somebody, but it was just lust. And instead of being of the Spirit, as love would be, lust comes to us purely from the senses, and it's a suggestion of the senses. In the same way that we can be fooled by lust, we can be fooled by the devil's revelations and incorrectly believe that they came from God. In order to prepare our souls for his deceptions, the devil typically first provides revelations of true or probable things in order to reassure us and give us assurance that we can safely accept all his future revelations. Now, if we base our faith on our own experiences or revelations, or even what we experience during prayer, we don't really have a reliable baseline for measuring these things and telling what is true from false. Therefore, we have to be wary of all revelations, especially if they reveal to us something that's new or different in regard to our faith. So we must reject them, even if we believe that they were spoken to us by an angel from heaven. But though we or an angel from heaven preach a gospel to you besides that which we have preached to you, let him be anathema. So we shouldn't concern ourselves with whether the revealed information is true or not, because even if they come from the devil, they could be true. So we should be concerned with whether the revealed information completely aligns with Catholic truth. Public revelation has been closed, and there are no new major articles that will be revealed regarding the substance of our faith. So if a revelation reveals something new or novel, we should be extremely cautious of it, because more likely than not, that revelation is coming from the devil. St. John tells us that the devil habitually meddles so freely that it might be impossible for us not to be deceived by them unless we always reject them. Remember, we make progress by faith and not by our senses. We can add these revelations to the list of things that might impede our progress. And we have the more firm prophetical word, whereunto you do well to attend. Even though St. Peter saw the glory of God on Mount Tabor, he tells us that the prophecy in Scripture is firmer and surer than anything that can be revealed to us. The soul that is pure, cautious, simple, and humble must reject revelations and other visions. We must consider them as perilous temptations. St. Peter was more sure of what was in Scripture than any visions or revelations that he could experience. St. John tells us that we need to have no desire for them if we're going to have any hope to achieve divine union. What needeth a man to seek things that are above him? And in this quotation it says that Solomon was asking, what need does a man have to desire and seek things that are above his natural capacity? In order to progress, we shouldn't have a desire to receive supernatural things by supernatural means. Well, I hope you enjoyed this installment of Ascent of Mount Carmel. We'll be back again in about a week with the next chapter. In the meantime, please pray for the church.
You look like an angel, walk like an angel, talk like an angel, but I